Morning, y'all. It's Sunday, June 2nd, and I just came to top off some waters here and show you these giant baby chickens. Look at them. They're getting so huge. Their feathers and colors are coming in so well. I have discovered that I have to wait till 8 till it's just really close to dark, and Mama will get all her babies in there with her. Sorry, I'm trying to fill waters here that Mama and the babies kick stuff over the fence into the rooster cat water. I had separate bowls, but they insist on drinking together. So everybody's doing great. We're got about a week of, I think it's not supposed to get out of the 80s, so that'll be great. I mean, I'd rather it not get out of the 70s, but that's just me. But let's look at these baby chickens. So this one here, it's not the smartest. It's the one that's always the last to get in, up in the coop at night, and stands on the outside of the coop. Sometimes it's joined by the other pale one, but let's see here. This pale one, if you look, its legs are turning dark, just like a little dark chick over here. So we got Easter egger legs, and we got Easter egger over here, and then we got some orange legs, and we got some orange legs on this one, which, gosh, I hope that some of these are hens, but they're beautiful. Well, they're beautiful, but they're kind of, their feathers are getting beautiful, but their heads and necks are not, so they're kind of in the ugly adolescent stage. But Miss CC's in there walking around. I put her down on the ground yesterday. Mom pecked at her head once, but she seemed fine, so I put her back up there just because with Mom running around with the chicks, Mom tends to she's a little more aggressive out here. And when she did that, CC just scooted up into a corner and, crouched down. She wasn't going to get up and move around anymore. So at least I know she's up there and she's walking around and she's safe, and she can come out if she wants. I think she's big enough and strong enough that if she came down, if she tried the ramp or hopped down, she would probably be fine. But and that is not a rock, it's just a root. So I've been raking this up against the edge of the fence as like a barrier, and within 5-10 minutes it's all spread out. I had all these all piled up. Yeah, but so I think tonight when I put them up, once they're all locked up, then I'm going to come in here with the rake and rake it all out and into the bin, into my blue bin, and then carry it over to the compost pile. But they are quite adventurous. I haven't had any more escapes. I think they've gotten to the point that their bodies are just too big. I have a feeling that the dark Easter egger, just by its tail feathers, is probably a male. And maybe this one, but you can't always tell. My female Easter eggers had really big tails like that. And these could be part Easter egger, part Brahma. And the Brahma chicks, they have a big tail. So we'll see. I'm just crossing my fingers I got some girls. I'm pretty sure RBF, which is, I believe, this one? No, over here, just ran towards Mama. I think it's going to be a male just because of the way the comb is already so much more visible and pronounced than the other chicks. I mean, they all have the same daddy, which is my white and creamy white and tan Easter egger Cosmo. So it's just going to depend on which mama's eggs it were. So we'll see. Just cross your fingers. I've got some hens. But which is great, but if I have to leave here, I'll have to rehome everybody. And it looks like unless there's some major changes come around in fall, this summer, I'm very likely to be homeless at the end of the summer, so we'll see. Before I let that happen, we will replace my car, which when I sold my car, I'm like, well, we'll just wait. I only need a vehicle during the day. He worked nights. We just shared a vehicle, but he's going back to a day shift, so that means that it will make it tough for me to make doctor's appointments and go shopping and those kind of things until he gets home. With the way things have been going, he hasn't been coming home much, so I don't know. But anyhow, look how big they're getting. So I go for a bunch of lab work tomorrow. Keep me in your thoughts. They have there's a lump of some sort on my thyroid. The way my insurance is structured, and if you're in the United States, insurance here is horrible. I don't have a lot of faith in our doctors and nurses. I'm sorry, but I've just been gaslit so many times and brushed aside. But I have to have all the blood work first, see if it tells them anything, and then to see if it's something that needs scanned. It could be just like a cyst, or it's a soft mass. We don't know. It's not big, but the doctor was able to feel it. So they're checking to see if some of my fatigue and tiredness doesn't have anything to do with that. We'll see. I'm not real worried about it. It'll probably all come back clear. I'll be healthy and just still tired all the time. Then I'll at least know for sure if it's just menopause or it's just getting old, and this blood disorder, but whatever. Boy, y'all are so messy. So one thing I have noticed, which is great because it means I get a lot, the food stretches a lot longer, but normally for baby chicks, I'd be refilling their feeder, several times a week. And only about once a week am I having to refill their little chick feeder and add to mom's here. And right there's their little chick feeder. And I only filled it half full yesterday because I didn't have the scoop with me. But they're on the chick house reserve right now. And that's fine for mama too. It's, all the goodness of the hen house reserve by Combach. This is just the chick house reserve, and it's got, smaller crumbles for little smaller beaks. Oops. So they like to hang out over here in the shade and dig around and climb around and just being babies and being cutes. Looks like he's dunking his whole face. See, he drinks different because he doesn't, like a chicken will scoop up the water and they hold it in their beak as they drink it. Because of his crooked beak, he can't do that. So he tends to really use his tongue a lot. And he tends to get his little beard wet. He's so cute. Look at him. Getting close to another trim. Time for a trim again. Right now they're scissoring pretty good. Like when he tries to closes his beak, they're really crossing over in a good way. So that kind of pincher scissory thing helps him to grab stuff and pick up stuff. But he's so cute. Though he's been kind of a jerk lately. Yeah, let me top it off with the last of this that's in the picture. Was it thirsty? Okay, yeah, that's enough watching a rooster with a crooked beak drink. Here's mama over here. Yeah? Lots of little bugs get along that fence and hang up over there, and they seem to like that area. And the babies sometimes will just nestle themselves down. I've found a couple of them over here along the edge, sleeping in the ivy. Chickens don't eat the ivy. They don't peck at the ivy. They have no interest in it. I mean, it's not good for them if they did, but they don't. They're pretty smart about, you know, eating, knowing what to eat and what not to eat, and Mama's very good at showing them. So there's Miss CC, and I mean, she doesn't walk around, she's not like pacing, you know, like a chicken would in her pen, but she's getting up and walking around again. So I'm very happy about that, but she needs to get her little thing cleared out. And so while we're over here, I'm coming from a different angle. The back doorknob needs readjusted. For some reason it's not latching, so to keep the door shut, I'm just deadbolting it and going in and out the front porch, which is dangerous and scary on its own. But I woke up Friday morning and the back door was open, and the three youngest of the inside cats were outside. They were still all up on the porch and kind of freaked out because they've never been outside, not since they were, you know, teeny tiny orphans. And they were ready to come in. They were kind of freaked out. And one had gotten down in the grass because I found those little fuzzy, soft but little fuzzy grass things. Hey guys, you want me to fill up your glass bowl? They got their shaded pool over there, but they've been over here dust bathing. Look at y'all hanging out in the shade. So yeah, they've been out here. I decided they seem to be having a lot of fun jumping up and getting the little bugs and insects that land on the top of the tall grass. So back there where there is no hawk net, I decided, and that back, I don't know, it's 40 square feet back there, whatever. No, it's more than that. It's probably 30 by 30. They can wander around that tall grass. The mint's back there, and I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So, all right, everything's going good. I just wanted to show the chicks and how big they're getting, and take a peek at the birds. I haven't made a lot of videos in the past several days. I just haven't felt like it. But I do need to water the garden this morning, so I'm gonna do that and top off some waters, and we'll end it with this. Mama and little baby chicks. You're being such a good mama. All right, I'm just gonna add this to the end of my chick video. Here's the first of the lilies, some Asiatics, the Stellador, and it looked like we have some of the other Asiatics, which always bloom before the Orientals. Those will be the white Orientals. That is going to be a pale, almost skin pink. My mom used to call it titty pink, but it's a very, very pale pink daylily. That one got really crushed a lot when the tree right there fell this direction, but it bloomed last year. It blooms after all the others. It seems to be like a late summer blooming daily. I don't know why. Maybe it's just its specific strain, breed, whatever. So sage and salvia, which in some countries, I noticed, European countries, they call salvia sage in the same family. There's the Stellador, Virginia creeper, bane of my existence. And these are the only of the wildflowers to bloom so far. So we'll see how it goes. This Robert Swanson Oriental will bloom before the white ones. See how big its little beautiful bloom. That's what I said about these. Before they bloom, they get really red like this. And these will be huge white ones. Their blooms are pretty big, almost the size of my face, but not quite as big a bloom as the Robert Swanson lily. And I try to use, not to sound like Noe or anything like that, I just try to use their names because people say, oh, what's that one called? So anyway, that's about it. I figure the crepe myrtle, yeah, it's gonna be it'll bloom a little bit later. But yeah, you can see all this tall stuff here. These are the first of the wildflowers to bloom. I'm not sure what they're called, but they are lovely. So you got yellow and white roses. And some of these I noticed, these are really red with the yellow on the outside edge. Then there's some over here that have migrated to the side, and they're a lot more yellow. So we'll see. But yeah, first of the lily. Mama sharing an egg with the babies. They're so cute now, wiping their beak off. Yellow leg, dark leg. Yellow leg, dark leg. So as all my hens have combs, well, I don't think any of these are Wyandotte. There might be. But I think it takes both parents to be an Easter egger for the legs to go dark. I'm not sure. Easter eggers tend to be a type of barnyard mix with Americana. Laddie, which I'm sure he could fertilize an egg, is a pure Americana. I just don't promote any eggs that he might fertilize just because of his, a lot of times the crooked beak, if it's not something that's been like damaged as a child, if it's not from damage, then it's kind of a genetic anomaly that he could pass on. And I don't want any more chickens. If I was someplace, if I felt settled and like I was a place I was going to be from here on, I would get more chickens. But the idea of having to rehome all mine and knowing that there's a good chance somebody would eat them and eventually, and breaks my heart. But if I have to leave here, take half the cats with me, but it'd be really kind of hard to haul 13 chickens around. Not only stressful, they'd probably die. We'll see. We won't even worry about that right now. I mean, I can't. I got more things to worry about. Oh, look at these. I think that one's going to be a beauty. I just don't know what the end result will be. Oh, this little dark one too. I haven't, besides the one Wyandotte, my really dark gray Easter egger, Americana. She was an Americana. She died early on by an owl or something, tried to take her. We've all heard that story. Look at those little feathers. Those got to be Mama's feathers. Someone's got a box of some egg, got a little feather stuck to its foot. Or poo, and got feathers stuck to its foot. But got a tummy full. This one's just going to sit here and roost. They like those little squares. That's where I had cut out. I used the boards and that pallets instead of trying to pry them out, which I don't have that kind of strength. I just cut them. I had the length I needed, so I just cut them, and they like to sit on those little squares. It's like their own little pedestal and seat. There we go. Got the dark Easter egger legs on that one. Not that one. Oh, there. Nope. Oh, that one's fast. It's all right. Enough chicks. Hey, laddie. Hey, how's my handsome boy? Mama's boy. Yeah. Don't peck at the phone. You still got some attitude.